Hi everyone, it's Neo. Time for another video. I really appreciate the positive responses that I've received about my other two videos. The one about demons and how it's really not safe to actually play around with that sort of thing. Today's video is going to be about the paranormal, but it's going to be a little bit off track from the current subject of demons. Um, it's about the apartment that we live in here. This place actually has a lot of activity, especially our apartment and quite a few others on the same floor. And the other building, we have two buildings here. Our landlady, believe it or not, is a sensitive, just like my wife and I are. And there's been a lot going on in this building. We've lived here for about 3 years. It's a pretty nice area overall. Some of the things that my wife and I have been investigating with the help of our landlady, believe it or not, she's a cool person, are some of the more common things that you would see in a haunting. Items being picked up or thrown off, like our entertainment center behind me, like this candle right here, like this Yankee candle. It's been thrown at us while we were watching TV on the other couch, which you can't see off frame. Um, Voices calling our names. And this is a small apartment, Of course, you got to take into account that this is obviously an apartment building. So, obviously we're on the second floor, so there's people below us, there's people above us. You got the typical wacko outside yelling and screaming when they're drunk, on a Saturday night. You do have those type of people. But when you live in an apartment environment for more than a year, you start to differentiate between your internal environment and what is happening above you and below you, what's outside in the hallway, for example. And we've noticed that these objects, besides being thrown at us, have actually shattered, exploded into pieces. We've also noticed lots of shadow people, full figure apparitions, and things were happening here before my wife and I moved in. Our landlady has been doing plenty of EVPs in her office, which is just below us, 2 apartments over on the first floor. And she's picked up, entire conversations. And she's supposed to be sending us a disc soon, a CD that she burnt for Sony digital recorder. We also have a night manager on the other building, and his wife is also an amateur, I would say, paranormal investigator. I say amateur because just like my wife and I, she doesn't have many years. We investigate. We investigate what's happening in our building, but a lot of our research are things that we've picked up from what we've read, and and even some of the information that's available here on YouTube from legitimate sources. But to get back on the subject about her night manager and his wife, she's caught some pretty interesting things too that she's actually shown us photos of, and she's shown us some photos of some of the shadow figures that walk the hallways here. When we first moved in, I would run errands, for example, and I'd lock the door, and the hallways are fairly long. And and I would always catch something at the end of the other hallway, exiting the front side. We leave the back; it's just we're closer to the back. And I would always catch a quick glimpse of what would look like a person, but it wouldn't be, in full detail. It would be a shadow. And once I'm done recording this video, we do have photos. I may put up a slideshow later with not only our photos, but maybe with some EVPs, hopefully, for my landlady. But anyway, getting a little off track today. I'm not staying focused like I usually do. Didn't get much sleep last night. But anyways, but back on those shadow figures. But like I was saying, you couldn't see the entire outline. You couldn't see all the details. And at first I thought maybe it was just me, because you have to look at it with an open mind. Not everything you see could be paranormal. It could just be your mind playing tricks. The hallway lights aren't the brightest, and of course, the corner of your eyes don't see color either. You know, so obviously, you know, it could have been picking up a reflection, something bouncing off the walls, because one of the lights were flickering too. So I didn't pay it much mind. But as the weeks and the months progressed, I noticed more than not that when I would go leave, you know, I locked the door to the apartment and I would catch it out of the corner of my eye. Now, it didn't happen every single time, you know, and when I would leave, it wasn't in the forefront of my mind. I wasn't thinking, okay, I think I'm going to see this. I wouldn't think of it. I'd be thinking about what I had planned for errands for the day. But when it started happening more frequently, I finally decided, all right, I'm going to see, you know, if I get a good look at this thing. So I had to run some errands on a Friday afternoon. It was like after 1 o'clock. So I noticed I started writing down times and keeping track, and realized that this, when I would catch a glimpse of this, it was only happening at certain times of the day. It was happening between, you know, if I left to run an errand, it'd be between 12 and 2. But if I had left prior to that time, you know, I would never catch a glimpse of it. So I went out, locked the door, but I actually looked, and I actually saw it for a quick second, but I saw it disappear through the door on the other side. And it was very tall. It wasn't the average height of a person. It was tall. And it did make the hair on the back of my neck stand up, and I felt like a static, tingly feeling. It was really strange, but I mean, it took me a little while to approach her at the beginning, like I said, when we first moved in. It took a little while for me to approach our landlady about it. But one day she just said, "Hey, Mike," you know, that's my name, my real name. Oh, I guess you know it now, right? But she was like, have you been hearing anything strange in your apartment, or seeing anything strange? And then that's how our relationship about the paranormal was built. And you know, I told her about my wife being a sensitive and myself, and kind of built a friendship, and you know, around this entire thing. And you know, I told her about what I saw in the hallway. You know, and she started investigating and come up with some pretty interesting stuff. So, based on my experiences that I kind of generally discussed in my demon videos, that didn't happen here. That was in a completely different place a very, very long time ago, before I got married and everything. This is a completely different scenario. But we just want to kind of let everyone know that we are living in a place with activity. The activity here, though, doesn't seem to be threatening. You know, there is more than one entity. It is intelligent, and I say it's intelligent because it will respond. My wife and I have actually gotten it to respond to us, not verbally, but physically, asking it to move things, and things have actually moved. So, what can I say? You know, some people have responded to my other videos and said that I'm gullible for believing in some of this, and I just told them very politely, you know, just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean it's not happening. If you watch some of my other videos, you're just probably not destined or even have the insight right now to experience it. You may never experience it. You know, it's just the way it's planned out. But that doesn't mean I'm gullible. Doesn't mean I'm crazy. Doesn't mean that the millions of other people who've experienced it are nuts. You know, I mean, you have a right. You have every right to have your opinion and believe whatever you want. But that doesn't mean I'm gullible or crazy. Really, people, you know, open your minds a little. You know, I mean, if I was, you know, the Pope sitting here on national television and explaining these things to you, even whether you believe in God or not, you would take what he says as fact, or you would at least consider it. You know, just because I'm an average guy doesn't mean I'm full of shit. You know, get beyond that, people. You're given a brain for a reason. Use it. Alright? So anyways, when I get the chance, I'll try to get those EVPs and everything, and maybe create a slideshow of sorts and add some commentary and video in there. So, sorry if this video was a little sloppy today. I feel kind of sloppy. I'm tired. So, anyways, talk to you guys soon. Peace out.